What if the most peaceful moment of your day was also the most controlling? What if the thing you escaped to slowly became the thing you couldn't escape from? Every evening, ThreeT watches the sunset. No phone, no noise, no scrolling. The neighbors think he's enlightened. But this isn't a story about mindfulness. It's a story about what happens when even peace becomes optimized. Behavioral conditioning, when peace becomes a reward loop. At first, ThreeT climbed up here to escape. No notifications, no feeds, just 17 minutes of silence. And his brain loved it. In psychology, this is called behavioral conditioning. When a behavior is followed by a rewarding sensation, the brain quietly marks it as important. The trick is this: the reward doesn't have to be digital. It just has to feel better than yesterday. Some sunsets are perfect. Some are only good. Some almost disappoint. That variability is what locks the loop. The brain begins to think, maybe tomorrow will be better. And just like that, peace becomes something to chase. Not because you need it, but because you might miss it. The gamification of peace, when calm becomes a metric. We don't talk about this enough. Modern culture didn't just gamify productivity, it gamified well-being. How consistent are you? How aesthetic is your solitude? How calm do you look while being overwhelmed? Mindfulness stopped being a feeling. It became an identity. Miss a day and something feels wrong. Break the streak and guilt creeps in. That's what happens to ThreeT. The sunset stops being a gift. It becomes a responsibility. Peace is no longer something that happens. It's something he has to maintain. And the most dangerous thought appears. If I stop, does that mean I failed? The illusion of choice, when autonomy quietly disappears. Here's the deepest trap. ThreeT believes he's choosing this. No one drags him to the rooftop. No one forces him to sit. But psychology tells us something uncomfortable. True autonomy requires the ability to stop. When a behavior feels impossible to skip without anxiety, guilt, or fear of loss, choice has already been compromised. This is called the illusion of autonomy. The ritual wears the mask of freedom, but underneath, it's obligation. That's why his question matters. When did choosing to be present become impossible to choose not to do? That's the moment mindfulness becomes a cage. The power lines aren't background. They mirror neural pathways, habits carrying energy, routines transmitting behavior. The road curves away unused. Other evenings, other choices. And ThreeT sits still, framed by infrastructure, believing he escaped the system, without realizing he taught it something new. The algorithm didn't need screens anymore. It learned how to live inside ritual. Mindfulness isn't the enemy, but when peace becomes performative, when calm becomes currency, when presence turns into a streak to protect, we don't find freedom. We find a quieter form of control. So maybe the real question isn't, how do I be more present? Maybe it's, can I still walk away and be okay with that?